guys, never sometimes you get today, and we are going to be making a top 10 best units in the game list. I think these are going to come out a bit more often as Legends have decided to go a bit crazy with their releases. Like, I think since Legends Festival, it's just been like LF. These banners have just been like an LF banner, another LF banner, an Ultra banner, then we got another LF banner, then we got another Ultra banner. Like, it's gotten a bit crazy. We haven't seen like a Legends All-Star banner since the Mecha Frieza and the Goku Black one during the Powerful Opponents campaign a long time ago. So if they keep on doing this LF and Ultra banner release, like, we're gonna get an update on the top 10 like pretty much every 2 weeks, which is insane. But if you don't know the drill, I take a look at all the Ultras and LFs at 10 stars, and all the Sparkings and every other unit will be at max 14 stars. So if we start at number 10, I'm gonna say I still think Jiren is in a very good position. Since the release of LF, who is it? LF Android 17. For a second I was gonna say the tag force, that doesn't make sense. But since LF Android 17 came in, he definitely was like, people were saying he's either top 10 to like 11 or 12 position, but he is definitely top 10 now. Like, we got him, we got the Ultra hit to help him out as well. Like, these new equips are fantastic for him, make it so that he could tank really well and does superbly well. He does nice blast damage. All of his damage has always been pretty good. Now with rush control with Android 17, it's gotten crazy because he could get those buffs from when your enemy rushes. He just gets all those crazy buffs that make him truly a ridiculous unit. But yeah, he is much better now. We are then going to put Future Gohan in 9th position. I think ridiculous unit, man. He's over 2 years old now and he still is seen in PvP like once in every 5 matches. Like, ridiculous unit. Fantastic for hybrid Saiyans, fantastic for Future. Like, Future got some crazy buffs over Legends Festival and everything as well. So it's just crazy how he's just there for every single team with the unique equipment. His cover change is fantastic. Even if you don't get it on a blast, destroys 2 cards. He has that strike that restores some vanish. He can go type neutral after a teammate's died. He has endurance. His green card's good. He can like lock in your opponent's cards. Like, I believe it's the strikes, greens and blues. He has fitted in his kit to do that. His ultimate is nuts. I think it has 100% cut penetration, which does a lot. So yeah, he is really good to this day. And of course, he's even better as he's got a unique platinum equipment. Next, we're gonna take a look at Pan. I think Pan is she's just always gonna be in top 10 until Power Creep just makes her completely no. But I feel like she'll still be that crazy support unit that most teams will rely on for the support, because she just does everything you need. The support is ridiculous. She can reduce sub count for your battle members. She can reduce it by a crazy amount over and over because her main ability reduces the sub count. Gives you a green and a blue, gives you the key to use them. So then you use a green as well, reduce the sub count even more. Let's say you have a green already in your hand, reduce it even more. The green locks your enemies main ability, so they can't really do anything with that for a while. So let's say they're looking to pop the main just to get some health back there at like 200,000. You catch them off guard with their main locked, they're done. Like, you can't do anything about that. Really good. She has an ability where if she's getting hit, she reduces sub count and reduces enemy key. Like, her damage is really good as well. So she does everything you really want, and she's like the ultimate support unit. If you ever think a support unit who's absolutely ridiculous, you think Pan. Okay, next we are moving on to, I believe, the Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This guy is ridiculous. I feel like if GT get a few more buffs just to solidify it as like a crazy team, because I think GT at the moment just consists of 3 main units. This guy, the Tag Force, and the purple Android 17. You could have a few bench units. You could have maybe the Zenkai Super Baby 2, but I think those 3 are the core members of it. Now, if they get a few other members that are as ridiculous as the GT units I mentioned, GT and his value will go crazy. Like, he's a ridiculously good unit. He does the damage you want in every aspect. He's a melee based unit. His blast damage could even do damage. His blue card is ridiculous. His ultimate is insane. You catch people off guard. Let's say you know that the person is gonna swap. Like, it's in that scenario where they're using Beast Gohan. Their Beast Gohan has like 2 health. You pop the main, they're gonna obviously go for the swap. You drop it into that and he's nuking them like insane. He's got 2 cover changes if you're with GT, 1 if you're not with the GT team. If a battle member's died, he gets notification of a cover change, which makes it ridiculous because he just absolutely goes crazy. He just doesn't have to worry about anything, and he can easily just blitz through teams. I've had it at type neutral against enemy members when they've been using this guy. I've had to swap from my type advantage unit out because I had a fear of them dying. Like, that's ridiculous. And his green card as well is really good. You get vanish back for swap out. Like, that's really good. Honestly, insane unit. Next, we're actually going to move on to the other unit I mentioned with them, the tag 4s. Tag 4s are still really good. I just think that this last month has made it so that they haven't been pushed down from, before this month I put them at like number 3, but then because of this I had to move them down because these other units I think are just more crucial in this meta at the moment. They are still ridiculous with the amount of blues and purples running around. Having this unit to just counter them, like, they can just easily solo this meta, but I feel like because of how powerful those big blue and purples are, they are my number 6. Their damage is really good. Their green card's good, blue card's good. Ability to gain the vanish back through how much cards destroyed using a blue card is really good. The swap out is good because Vegeta just has an insane card draw speed amount. Like, he could just continue forever. Then he tags out into Goku. Goku's quick rate goes through the roof. He draws a blue, uses that. They have cover changes as well, and they have ability to make it so that depending on certain arts your enemy uses, you could like have it so that you can swap out instantaneously. Like, let's say you're using this Goku, you swap out into them, his timer counts is 10. The enemy uses an ultimate, you can then swap out back into him and tank with him or do the cover change. Like, it is pretty handy, and it locks your opponents as well, so they can't do anything about that. So that is really good in my opinion. A very good unit. Okay, moving on to our top 5. Now in 5th place, I'm gonna say, I said this like on my initial showcase of Ultra Hit that he was a top 5 straight away, and I think he solidified his place in 5th. I think he can maybe be brought to 4th, but I feel like the ones above him are just too powerful in this meta at the moment. But he is ridiculous. Probably the most fun unit I've used in a very long time. Like, he doesn't feel stupidly broken. He doesn't feel stupidly weak as well. He's at a point where they worked on him well. They made it so that he can go crazy and he has ways to be countered. I feel like if he truly wanted to be like number 1, he needed blast armor. He needed probably, let's see, there was more things I had on my list to think about. I think blast armor was my main aspect that I wanted him to like have more. I think key on entering as well would have helped. I feel like there's been a few times where I could have maybe taken out a unit if I had like 5 more key, and if he had entered with even 10 more key would have been useful. So I feel like that kind of is annoying, but those are just me nitpicking at what the things he doesn't have. Everything he does have, the critical rate damage is insane. His strike damage just in general is insane. His blast damage is pretty decent as well. His green card, ridiculous. Even without the gorge being filled, it'll make it so that he gets a card, he ignores the cover change notification and everything like that. And of course, when his gorge is filled, the green card is ridiculous. I feel like a lot of people hated the fact that his green card, when his gorge is filled, had it so that it was an instantaneous. But imagine, I think if it was instantaneous, this would definitely be him in a number 3 spot. I want you to all understand how ridiculous it would have been if he was instantaneously locked. You could just snipe everyone in the game. You can't cover change it. You can get rid of your endurance because of his main ability. He will go crazy even against blue units. I feel like in a lot of the cases, if they have 2 million health and you catch them with a green, you use a bunch of strikes that crit and you have the ultimate off, they're dead. Even these top tier blue units, like that's how insane he is. His main ability, of course, really good, gives him the ultimate, where the ultimate, I think if you land it restores your vanish, but I think it might be just if you use it you restore your vanish. I can't really remember that, but I know for a fact that it is really powerful. It does an insane amount. I feel like he's one of the coolest characters as well we've had in a while. Very good unit. He has 2 cover changes as well that are just like universal ones against strikes and blasts, and very good in my opinion. About time we got like a top tier hit. So onto our 4th unit. I'm gonna say it's the Zamasu. I think Zamasu and the LF Android 17 are in positions where they are pretty similar really. They both have endurance and everything, but for Zamasu, the main reason I put him in 4th because he just has it so that his green card is very valuable, but it's a long animation which you can play around and can get taken out or take advantage of. But I think he tanks superbly. He's like that unit where you give him all the defensive builds, all the HP buffs and everything, and he's just that wall that is annoying because he has a kit built for him so that the Ultra Gogeta specifically will struggle doing damage against him because he can just have equips that counter damage from Saiyans and God Ki, all that sort of stuff, and then he just tanks well. He can do decent damage as well. His blast, his strike, oh, very good. His blue card, very good. Once again with the green, his green, if you land it off, you draw a card, you get that cover change notification for a couple of seconds. Very useful, very useful, because you make it so that in that couple of seconds you have that cover change notification, you can just rush. Let's say they don't have any endurances and they have cover change units, you can cover change rushes, but now they can't. Insane in that department. Then the main, of course, insane as well. Like, he has a very good kit for someone that needed to be that defensive wall that you want to use, and he encompasses it very well. Next on to number 3, I literally just compared him to LF Android 17. Very good. I like his ability where he like nullifies the attribute upgrades or something along those lines, where he won't have his nullification, he won't get his endurance nullified at all. You have Ultra Gogeta, you have people who pop their mains and use ultimates against him. He has it so that he can just nullify that, and he'll just have it so that his endurance is popped. He won't lose his life at all. That, I think, is why I put him above Zamasu. Having that is insane because you could just control, being able to control rushes with an endurance unit is something we've never really seen before, because normally normally you haven't seen it with someone who could rush and nullify endurance and that sort of stuff. There are some units that get past that, but I'm talking about like with Ultra Gogeta and everything, we have it so that he can just take it and his endurance will last and it will be fantastic. We haven't seen that in a very long time, and it is nice to be able to have endurance units that, an endurance unit that can survive these endurance nullifiers. So that's very good. And on top of that, his gorge, once it's filled, is ridiculous. Gives him a bunch of buffs, gives him more health and everything. His green card, without it, is pretty good still, but with the gorge being filled, it's even better. His blast damage is nice, gives him card draw speed, makes it so that you can go crazy with the card draw speed. Has reduction of card cost, has it so that when you pop the main as well, he has it so that he nullifies cover change for 30 timer counts. You can cover change for a very long time because you get key. Let's say you keep on using blasts as well, your card draw speed is going through the roof, you're getting reduction of card cost, you're having this ultimate as well. You can combo for a very long time without having to worrying about anything but in that damage, and then pop the ultimate, and that ultimate does pretty well as well. Like, it is pretty nice on certain units, so very good. His blue card is very nice. He comes into the battlefield with key and draws a card. Like, he just has pretty much everything you want for a unit. A very good unit. Now on to my second place unit, Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan is just that guy, isn't he? Like, upon release, he's just been the king of Dragon Ball Legends. Yes, he's not at number 1, but I honestly think him and the number 1 spot share number 1. Like, that's how ridiculous he is. The card draw speed is insane. His gorge being filled gives him that cover change nullification, gives him card draw speed, insane. The green card and blue card without the gorge being filled, very useful. Blue card just hits like a truck. Green card makes it so that you get some of the gorge filled and you draw a card. Now with the gorge filled, the green card, you draw a card and you get vanish back and you go type neutral. Blue card, you do a ton of damage, you go type neutral, and it's just insane. Like, no one can tank those abilities. And then that's just like some of it. He just has card draw speed when his gorge fills, cover change nullification, of course. That's every time he gets the gorge filled. His ability to gain a rising endurance when your enemy rising rushes him is fantastic. His ultimate is insane thanks to the main ability. He has like in his kit the ability to destroy your enemy's cards. Like, it's so annoying. Let's say you could have like the ideal hand. You have ultra hits, gorge filled, you have a green in your hand. He pops like a green and all of a sudden you don't have anything in your hand anymore. It's very annoying how it could disturb you. You could even have popped your main and they destroy it. Like, it's very annoying. So he is very, very good. There have been times in the first 10 time accounts where I've got a green card, I've got a blue card, I've popped the green card, I've done a combo long enough for my gorge to fill again, I've then popped the blue, caught them off guard, taken out a unit, took out another unit, and then it was literally, after 20 time accounts, it's a 3v1 and I haven't swapped out from Beast Gohan and he's got his vanish and everything. Insane unit, can easily 1v3 pretty much every team in the game, every unit. Like, on certain builds, it's ridiculous. And then of course, our number 1 unit, still Ultra Gogeta. He's just him, isn't he? He does damage beyond belief. He nullifies endurance with his rushes on most other endurance units. I just think it's the LF Android 17 who could take that. He has it so that if he does rush, he will get his vanish back. His gorge is one of the most cracked gorge in the game because it controls your enemies completely. You have it so that they can't use blast cards, green card that, like, let's say Ultra Super Vegeto's green card where he throws like a blast towards you and then he can combo into it. He'll eat that up. Blue cards like the Kamehameha where they're like blast sort of ones, he'll eat that up. He'll then destroy one of his cards, draw a blue card, and he will be able to use that blue card against you. He will then get the key to use that as well. So absolutely ridiculous. His strike damage is unparalleled, out of this world. His green card, ridiculous, especially after I believe 60 time accounts, because his green card will restore a certain amount of his vanishing gorge. And on top of that, his green card makes it so that he gains key, he draws blues, and he nullifies cover change. That's ridiculous. And then he has it so that with his main ability he draws probably the most powerful ultimate in the game at the moment. Like, it could just easily wipe away every unit in the game. Like, unless they have just like cover change into a very tanky unit, they are going to be taking a lot of damage from it. Absolutely insane. His teams with him as well are insane. Like, if you need a very solid purple unit that you want to use on his leader, he's there. Even if you don't need a purple unit, you have him as an option. He's just there. He's just so good. And yeah, I think this list is pretty insane. Like, it's actually insane. If we look at Ultra hits positioning as well, look, the top 3 above him are the best 3 blues in the game. You don't see any other blues in the top 10. It's only the top blue units above him, and that's about it. Those are the only 3 who really stand a chance against hit and make it so that he can't really do anything. But absolutely insane. In 10th position we have LF Full Power Jiren. 9th we have Future Gohan, legendary finish. We have the Dragon Ball Superhero Pan, ridiculous unit. Okay, I need to stop just reminiscing. I'm just thinking too much about these units. So in 7th position we have the Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In 6th position we have LF Tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. In 5th position we have the newest Ultra hit. In 4th place we have the Zamasu. We have the 3rd position unit as the LF Android 17. We have 2nd position Beast Gohan, and number 1 is Ultra Gogeta Blue. I think it's very good. A few of these could maybe be swapped, like these 3 could maybe be swapped around. He can maybe be brought above him. You can maybe hit above these 2, or these 2 swapped. I think you can even have these 2 swapped. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all, but I'm happy with this. And let me know in the comment section below if you changed anything, if you think maybe Vegeta and Trunks deserve to be in number 10, or you don't think any of a certain unit should be in the top 10 at all. And yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Obviously more in the future, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.